everyone, welcome back to another day of Daily December. So when I last left you with a hair tutorial, I had shown you how I style it from wet to dry and then some body waves. And now I'm going to show you what to do with 2-day-old hair. Well, not you, I'm going to show you what I do with 2 or sometimes 3-day-old hair where there's still a little, you can do this with just perfectly straight hair. You can do it, you can see there's a little bit of the wave left, but it's gone, and I'm going to show you how I curl it with my 1-inch. I'm not suggesting you run out and buy a brand new curling iron. If you do not have this particular one and you want to try this, there are far less expensive options. Like Hot Tools makes a fabulous curling iron. I will say the advantage to the T3 and why I finally bit the bullet and just converted over to T3 fully, because I did have a big Hot Tools collection, was because for me, I am challenged when it comes to like hair stuff. I'm challenged with a few things like interior design, but we're gonna stick on the topic here. And this extra long clamp makes it, an extra kind of longer barrel, makes it a lot more forgiving and easy to use for me. I was gonna try to show you this compared to like a more traditional size barrel and clamp, but I got rid of everything. So I only have T3 products and a beach waver. And that's a whole different discussion and a whole different video, which I've already done. So I'll link that somewhere there and down there. Okay, enough babbling, let's get to it. So I have my hair, it's already been done. I'm just gonna brush through it. Just make sure there are no knots. And then heat protectant is always a good thing. I mentioned I've been using this. It's the Living Proof Flex Hairspray with heat protection. You can use this on damp or dry hair. I don't know how great the hold is. It gives some hold, but lately my hair doesn't stay. Okay, so we're just gonna section it off just like normal. Ignore my roots. My hair is growing faster than normal. I think I started talking about that in my last hair video, and I'm still a week out from getting my hair done. It's got a lot of new growth. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna spray layer by layer. And I'm gonna make this a short video. I'm not gonna do every single layer. I'm gonna show you a couple here and then how I finish off. So I start from the front, other people start from the back. Grab a section. I like to run it through once. It does straighten a little, get rid of any kinks. I don't go all the way up to, turn sideways. I don't go all the way up to the root. I start here. And with this shorter hair, I like to curl it around like twice, sometimes 3 times. And internally I'm counting to 5, but here's the trick. When you wanna unclamp it, instead of, I'll show you here. Normally I would just unclamp it and let it go like that, right? Let me show you the trick that I have learned to get more of that beachy wave look with the next piece. And I'll show you it again on a longer piece up here. It'll be easier to see. Again, run through it once. Kind of makes those ends go a little straight because I like that PC look. Okay. So, that's my natural hair color if you're curious. Okay, now, instead of, I'm gonna pull it down a little and then untwist it and then unclamp it. Kind of hard to see. I'll come back and show you again when I get to a longer piece. Let me see if I can do it on this side. This is the opposite side of my head. I'm left-handed. This is the right side of my head. So it's a little harder for me. It's not quite the same effect. But what we're doing here, so we curl it around, leave a little bit out, keep the wand vertical. And then when it's time to release it a little bit so you can get some leverage, slide it down, and then untwist it and then release. So on that first one that I showed you, I unclamped it and slid it out to get that more beachy twist. You release it a little, just enough to pull the barrel down to give you room. And then while the clamp is still attached to your hair, you unwind it from the barrel and then fully release it. Let me finish a few layers. I'll come back when we're getting to the good part, which is the top. I'm down to the last full layer, and then I've just clipped up what would be bangs to do last. But I want to show you these pieces. I know this is all common sense. I know you've all seen this in a million videos. I know I'm not sharing anything earth-shattering, but you never know. Someone may miss something or they just need something reiterated. So here I am. So these front pieces, I go through very quickly. The hair is a lot thinner here, and I don't hold it on very long at all because I do really want most of it to be straight too, and just that little bend, that is exactly what I'm looking for. And then I can more easily show you that little flick of the hair thing that I was telling you about. So, and then curl once, curl twice. I have about that much sticking out. I'm gonna count to about 8. I'm listening to my clock tick, and then I slide it down so I have room, hair still in the barrel, manually untwist it and then unclamp. It's hard to do in slow motion. Let me show you one more time in real time. So I'm gonna smooth that. And then, this is the longest part of my hair. So I wind it around 2 times and then I'll show you. I mean, it's fast, that's it. So you can keep going and then we'll deal with this, which actually isn't all that interesting, but I'll show you the finished product. Be right back. All right, here we are at the last part. I just unclipped that last bit. My hair is kind of naturally parting here. I've been kind of doing this, I don't know, I think I want to do more of a center part today. Okay, center part it is. So pretty still straightforward. The only real things to think about here is to make sure you're curling away from that side of your face, which is pretty basic, and to not leave it on quite as long. And I kind of pull it a little more horizontally because I want it away from my face. And there we go. I'm just gonna run through that. I like doing these pieces separately instead of blending them in. Lately, I've figured that works better. It gives my hair a little more volume than if I blend it into a longer layer beneath it. My hair is super thin now, and this just gives it that added volume. When my hair was crazy thick, not so much thick, it was a little thicker, but I just had a lot more of it. I did the opposite. I wanted to blend it into the layers below it because there was so much hair. My hair would be like, whoa. And you can always go back, pick pieces out, add more curl, straighten. That's another thing. If you haven't gotten the ends as straight as you'd like, if you want them straighter, you can always go back with a flat iron and pull them down. Like I may have to do that with these pieces. They do spring up a little more than I want. Also remember though that give it a few minutes and your hair will relax some. And if you brush it out, it will relax even more. So before you start straightening your hair, you may want to just let it cool down, run your fingers through it, or brush it out and then kind of see. Like I can see there's this random straight piece here. I'm gonna pull a little more so I don't just curl one little strand. And I'm gonna recurl this piece with that hair in it. Okay, that's blended in. I'm gonna do one more spray and let me back away from my lens. And then I'm gonna let it all cool down, and then I promise we're done. Okay, my hair's cooled down. I started running my fingers through it. So there is the side with my fingers run through it. This is not, so let's do that. I'm happy with this. I think. Never looks exactly the same as my hairstylist, and it shouldn't. She is a professional. She went to years of school, and then she's had lots of years. I mean, she's been doing this 10, 15, 20 years, I think. So obviously she's gonna get it to look far different than me. But for just someone who's trying to just do their own hair at home, I think this works. I do want to add a little smoothing serum. I think my baby hairs are growing. Like all this little fuzz that all of a sudden didn't exist before, I think that's all the hair that's growing in. I've been using that Iris Store laser thing, and all of a sudden I'm seeing all these little hairs popping up that weren't there before. And I'm noticing that when I brush my hair out after a shower, like comb through the knots, there's less in the brush. So I think it's very subjective, I think it's starting to work. I'll keep you posted. Anyway, that's it. That's my hair. That's how I style it second or third day. It's just the second day. I will probably, you know what, that's not it. I'm gonna brush it. It looks a little too piecey for me. It's so thin that you can just like see the pieces through it. So that's a little better. And then as I go through the day, if I want to add a little dry shampoo to just kind of break it up a little bit, I'll probably do that. But that is it. I'm gonna get on with the day. Hope yours has been going well, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.